Welcome to the Profitpreneur Power Play Podcast, your daily dose of strategies, insights, and action steps to grow your business and build your freedom. It's time to stop playing small and start making power plays.
All right. Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Profitpreneur Power Play Podcast. This is going to be your little espresso shot this morning to really get you boosted, get you going. And today we have a very special day. I am so excited for this because today's guest is the tech and strategy powerhouse behind the Profitpreneur. And he's also my husband, Sonny Walton. So Sonny is the co-founder of Profitpreneur, of course, and he's also founder and CEO of Profit Sites, where he helps entrepreneurs turn chaos into clarity with high converting websites, fully automated systems, and scalable infrastructure designed to grow with your business. His expertise spans over both finance and tech. He's mastered FINRA Series 3 and Series 34 exams, giving him a rock solid foundation in strategic financial planning. He's certified in Google Ads, Google Analytics, and YouTube Ads, so he knows exactly how to drive traffic that converts. He's skilled in Facebook ads, CSS, JavaScript, HTML, creating custom technical solutions for complex business needs. He's an expert on platforms like Kartra, Kajabi, ClickFunnels, Go High Level, WordPress, ensuring that every piece of your online business works seamlessly together. So through Profit Sites, Sonny offers both done for you and done with you services, from web design and social media marketing to logo development, business growth consultations, all that. So here's the bottom line. If you want to scale smarter, if you want to automate faster, and you actually want to free up your time, then this is the guy to listen to. And today he's got a very special message, special topic, all about automation, all about tech. So please welcome my husband, Sonny Walton. Hello, hello.
Hey. Oh my gosh. I do know all that stuff, don't I? It sounds like a lot.
Yes. It is. But that's the beauty of it, because now we know that we can feel confident in knowing that our customers, our clients can feel good and safe when it comes to building their businesses. So very proud of you for that. Are you ready to take it away?
I am ready to take it away.
Okay, babe. See ya.
All right. What's up? So today's topic, the real problem is not tech, it's fear. It is fear. Okay. So how many of you have, bought a tool, right? You got some tech, and you swore you were going to get to it. I'm gonna hook this up. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna set this up tomorrow and get it. Tomorrow came and went, and it sat there like the weights you bought and you use them as a doorstop, like those. It's getting dusty. All right. We got to cut that. All right. We got to stop avoiding tech like it's jury duty. It's not that scary. I'd rather do jury duty. Okay. Tech is cool, right? Tech helps you get things done, especially if you're a solo business, especially if you're a solopreneur. Okay. So, you don't have to know everything before doing anything. Okay. You just have to get started. Okay. Break something. All right. Try something out. I don't know if I don't know if it was like cartoons or something, but I can remember seeing something on TV. It's like, whatever you do, don't push the red button. Don't push that button. Well, when it comes to tech, push the button. Okay. Oh, I wonder what this does. Click. I wonder what that does. Click. Find out. Right? Find out. Don't be afraid to break something. Right? You definitely learn from that. Right? Don't overthink your tech, right? Don't think you have to have the perfect setup, right? My funnel has to look you know, like Russell Brunson's funnels, right? Right? My funnels got to look like that. No, you're just getting started, okay? It can be very, very simple. It can be just some text, a headline and text on a page, and a opt-in form, and then it goes to whatever you have to offer. It can be very simple. It doesn't have to be you know, so complex like you see funnels online, right? You just have to start where you are. Start with the knowledge that you have. All right. Um, so you know the kind of evolution of what your tech can look like, what your funnels can look like, right? So you can start, like I said, with text only, opt in and offer, right? Then you can step it up a little bit, right? Evolve a little bit, right? Put some graphics on it, right? Put a little, make it pop a little bit, right? Then you can go from having just a pop-up form to maybe a button that pops up a pop-up form, right? Right? Then you can go from regular offer to offer with an upsell. Now we getting fancy. Now we getting fancy. Oh, now you can add an order bump and an upsell. Well, now, we trying to get fancy. Oh, so now we can add in the bump, the offer, the upsell, and the downsell. Just in case I don't get the upsell, you can put the downsell. We can get real fancy with this funnel. All right. But don't think you got to get fancy first. Don't think you got to start at step 5 when you're on step 1. All right. You got to crawl before you walk. All right. We had I've set up complex funnels, right? I've set up simple funnels. One of the simple funnels that we had that worked like crazy was simply a short, I think it was like a 7-minute video and a button. Get the offer. That's it. Because that was all we needed. Sometimes you really don't need anything super complex or super fancy to make your point, right? Sometimes all you need is a video and a button that says get the offer, right? Or get some more information or whatever your call to action is. Okay. So you can simplify it. Um, and it's funny because sometimes you can have um uh complex funnels or complex tech, but sometimes it kind of has to have some sort of complexity to it, because tech, especially if you're a solopreneur, it can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So some of the things that you would have to do manually, tech can do for you automatically. But also computers are computers, right? Computers will need to function in the way that you tell them to function. It understands simple instructions. And with the advent of AI, I mean, there's just like literally like no excuse now. Um, Computers can get things done for you. Tech can get things done for you. You just have to know what instructions to tell it to do, right? We have, like ChatGPT. ChatGPT can give you a lot of information. You just got to know what kind of prompts to give it, right? I mean, people marketing and selling ChatGPT prompts. Okay, prompts, not an actual GPT. They will give you prompts. All right. Because you have to know what instructions to give it in order to get the right output, right? Correct, right input for the right output, right? Now, simplify, like just, breaking it down to the bare bones minimum of what a business needs as far as like tech is concerned. Okay. You pretty much just need 3 things, right? You need a simple way to capture leads. Okay. You need a way to follow up automatically, and you need a way to track results. Now, of course, in there is, sales and, um, of course, collecting payments and things like that. But, bare bones minimum, you're capturing leads, you're following up, and you're tracking your results. Okay. How many leads did I bring in this week, last month? And you don't want to necessarily have to pick up the phone or send a manual email every single time a lead comes in. And it can be something as simple as, hey, we got your message, or, we see that you got, requested more information. We'll get back to you ASAP. It doesn't have to be an entire, if this, then that sequence off the bat. You can do something as simple as, hey, we got your message, we'll contact you. Okay. But then, of course, you can also build up to entire sequences, right? And this sequence can go on for a few days. It can go on for weeks. It can go on for a year, right? And I'm talking about email sequences, right? Follow-ups, emails that go out automatically at set intervals without your direct involvement, without your direct input, because you set it up ahead of time. So that's really where tech can really give you a lot of leverage, especially for a solopreneur. And imagine getting, a bunch of leads in, right? 50 leads, 100 leads, 1,000 leads, and you have your tech automation following up via email or via text for you on your behalf on a daily basis, right? Setting that up ahead of time. It may take a bit of time to set up, but I mean, once it's set up, oh my gosh, it's like having, these little machine bots working for you, right? It's cool. It is cool. Tech is cool when you finally get it set up. So setting these things up, when these things are set up ahead of time, you can kind of, relax. You can free up some mental bandwidth. All right. We talk about bandwidth in tech. Bandwidth is the amount of data, right, that can fit through at one time, right? How much data can come through the wires and be received on the other end at one time, right? The more bandwidth, the faster your internet speed, right? When we talk about mental bandwidth, how much data can come through at one time? We are all limited, right? This ain't limitless. What's that? Ain't that show with I forget the guy's name. But he popped the limitless pill, and all of a sudden his brain has unlimited capacity, and he could just, do all these complicated maths and things in his head. We not like that, right? We have limited mental bandwidth, right? So that is where we can use technology for what it's good for, because technology, when we talk about, right, computer memory, it can remember everything. Right? It can remember everything. We can't remember everything. So use technology for that. All right. Tech can help you take faster action, right? If you need to do something manually, right? If you need to manually call back a lead, right, or a customer, tech can remind you to do so, right? I know on Profit sites we have you can set up an automation to add something to your task list, to your to-do list, right? Send you a task reminder. All right. And you can have these go out at a set intervals so that you don't forget to do the manual task. So even if you're still having to do manual tasks, tech can help you not forget to do those manual tasks. All right. Now one thing we really wanted when we set up the Profitpreneur and Profit sites is having everything in one place. We are quite experienced with bootstrapping a bunch of different tools together. All right, we've had a separate tool for email email autoresponders, right? That was one thing, right? Then we had a separate tool for a calendar booking, right? That was a completely separate software. Then we had another software for a website, right? An actual like full-on website, right? That was another software. So that's 3. Then we had another software for funnels, right? Funnels itself, that was 4. Then we had another thing for actually collecting the payments. we had to strap things together. And then if you're talking about automation, then you had to add in another thing, right? Something like a Zapier or Make or something like that to actually connect all of these tools to make them actually talk and interact with each other. Right, that's 5 or 6 stuff right there. And so with Prophesize, we have all of that stuff in one place, right? In one place. So we're not having to constantly switch through things, which also frees up some mental bandwidth, right? All of your tools are in one place. So here's what I'm going to do, right? I don't know if you're tech shy, or if looking at something too technical makes your eyes go cross, like it can do that. I understand. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge you. I am going to show you something technical. All right. This is this is an actual workflow, okay, in our business. I'm going to show you the big overall view, right? And then I'm going to break it down. So I want to challenge you to not mentally check out. All right. Don't mentally check out when you see this, because I'm sure you've learned something sort of complex in your life, right? I don't know. Think about your job. Maybe your job kind of has some complex procedures, or anything complex you've learned. Mechanics, right? Mechanics are pretty much, automotive engineers. They know these complex systems and inner workings of them. But at one point you didn't know them. At one point you looked at them and was like, what is this? What is this? So, do the same here. Okay. Keep an open mind. Don't let your mental capacity just go down to zero when you see this. I'm going to break it down a bit for you. And I'm doing this, so that you kind of, don't just dismiss the possibility of you knowing what this is. Okay. So I'm going to share this. All right. Can we see that? Okay. So this is a workflow. This is a workflow, right? Here's the whole thing in its capacity. Okay. Now I know this looks crazy. Okay. But there is it makes sense. There is a method to the madness. All right. So let's zoom in here a little bit. All right. So these are how workflows kind of look, right? And Prophesize, right? One thing leads to another. It's a tree. Okay. So these up here are triggers. These are what tell the workflow to start. Okay. The workflow, all these automations do not start until this trigger happens. Nothing operates until this trigger happens. Now I can manually put contacts into this workflow and skip the trigger altogether. Okay, but when you think of a trigger, I mean that word, trigger. A trigger causes something else to happen, right? So, and I'm just going to explain a little bit of this. I'm not going to, go into super detail, but just so you kind of know the building blocks of how workflow works, and whether it's Prophesize, whether it's Zapier, they pretty much all work and look pretty similar, right? So, once this trigger happens, okay, it goes to the next step, all right, which is it searches for a certain contact, okay? Then we can follow the tree on down, okay? There's 2 conditions. The contact is found and the contact is not found. If the contact is not found, nothing else happens. It's gone. It's done, okay? Once the contact is found, it goes to another condition, right? It looks for the type of membership it is, okay? In this particular case, but your conditional statement can be anything, right? It can be if the last name of the contact is empty, right? Or it can be if the email is empty, or if the email is a Gmail address, or if it's a Yahoo address or something like that. It can be anything, okay? So it goes down, okay, to the next step. It checks to see if a contact tag is a certain contains a certain word. Okay. Now, contact tags are very, very useful when it comes to online tech. All right. Contact tags enable you to segment your leads, your customers into different buckets, into different groups, so that you're not sending the wrong messages to the wrong people. Okay. Tagging lets you sort of put a stamp right on a contact to say, hey, this contact took this action. Right, that's what a contact tag is. Okay, if you have a simple funnel and a let's say your funnel had the choice of two different products, right? Product A and product B. Once your customer purchases one of those products, you may want to add a tag to that contact to say, hey, this contact purchased product A, or this contact purchased product B. Okay, so that's what a contact tag does. Following this on down, okay, there's another condition here, which splits off into not 2, but 4 different conditions. Okay. After it splits up into those 4 different conditions, it adds points. So this is actually how, this is a little inside look of how the back workings, the inner workings of an automation works. We add with our affiliate program, you get points, okay, when you refer a new customer. It don't just happen by magic. It has to be an automation that gives you those points. That is what this does. Okay, that is what this does. And so it has to check, well, which of the products did the customer purchase? Because that's going to determine the points that you get, right? So the automation has to figure that out. So like I said, I'm not going to go through the entirety of it, but I just wanted to give you a little breakdown of how automations and workflows look when you're setting those up. All right. So we have Profit Sites tutorials, okay, for you to follow. But I just want to give you a little disclaimer about tutorials. Okay, so when it comes to tech tutorials, please do not just watch them like it's Netflix. Okay, it's really best to have, if you can, if you have the room, it's good if you have 2 screens, because you can have the tutorial up on one screen and you can be following along. Tech videos, tutorials and things like that are they work best when you actually follow along with the video instead of just watching it and doing nothing, right? Watch it, pause, follow along, right? Follow the video as it's teaching you, okay? Don't be afraid to break anything. Okay, don't be afraid to break anything, because if you break it, you can figure it out, you can fix it, you can learn from that. I've broken plenty of things in tech. Okay, I have, and I've had to figure it out, and you learn from it. Okay, and as you do it more and more, it gets easier. It gets easier. The longer you put it off, it's just gonna seem like a bunch of gibberish when you're looking at it. But when you're into it and you're doing it and you're getting involved with the tech, it becomes so much easier. The clouds start parting, things just are clearer. Okay. Don't aim for perfect setups. Okay, your site doesn't need to look like it was designed by the best web designer in the world. Okay, it just needs to function. Okay. Look for progressive setups, right? Look for progress in your tech abilities, progress in how your web pages or websites look, right? My web pages and sites didn't always look great, didn't always look like this, didn't always, back in the days of MySpace, right, with all the moving graphics and glittery things and things flashing on the screen. That's how websites used to look, and the more glitz and glamour it was, the cooler it was. Well, today that's gonna look crazy. Okay. All right. Start by automating one email reply. Right? Start by automating one thing, right? Build one landing page, automate one email, set up one simple workflow, right? One trigger, one action. It don't have to be, 20 different actions with conditional steps like mine. Okay, start out with one, because I had to start out. That's how all of them start out. They start out with one trigger and one action. Okay. So here's your challenge for the week. Pick one thing, right, in your business and in Profitpreneur profit sites that you've been avoiding doing, right? Especially if it comes to tech. If you've been avoiding it because it's too technical, learn it and do that thing. All right. Do it, right? Post it in the group, post it to someone. Let someone know, hey, I've been afraid to do this thing and I'm finally going to just do it and share. You just gotta, sometimes you just gotta just rip the Band-Aid off. Just rip it off. Just let it go. Okay. And with that, I will leave you with that. I am all teched out. I'm ready. I hope that y'all got some value out of that, and I hope that tech doesn't scare you as much. What? I can't hear you. Hello?
Okay, I'm back. I keep forgetting to do. I only remembered yesterday, but yeah, that was so good. And I got to tell you, when you first popped up that workflow, I was like, "What?" Checked out. Sorry. No, I'm just kidding. But doesn't it make a lot more sense when you have somebody that can just kind of walk you through and show you how to do that? That's one of the reasons why we didn't just hand the tools to you and say, go figure it out. We have those tutorials built in there because it can become simpler if you just take your time, go through it, and be more childlike and have fun with it and play around. Then you'll start to learn more about it. Because let's face it, you guys, tech is here and you got to use it. When I hear people say, and even I've said this, so don't think I'm bashing anybody because I'm talking about myself too. But when I hear people say, oh, technology is so complicated, I don't have time for that. I'm used to the good old classic stuff. I'm used to doing it the manual way. I want to do it, the old fashioned way. Well, imagine if you continued using ice boxes instead of refrigerators now. You know what I mean? Like at one point, refrigerators were like, oh, that technology, all this electricity, chat. I don't know nothing about that. I'm going to use my good old ice box. Well, ice boxes now, like, where would you find one? It ain't going to be a Home Depot. Technology continues to grow and evolve, and you've got to at least try to keep up. So that was really good stuff. All right. So I think we can all agree that fear doesn't build businesses, right? But you know what does? Systems. So if you're ready to stop letting automation anxiety hold you hostage, then a Profitpreneur membership is where you will learn how to plug in powerful systems with full support behind you, like this genius here with me right now. So go ahead, make sure that you start your 14-day free trial and dive on in. We're here to help and support you. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys back here Monday, same time, same place.